Day 3. So I've come to the conclusion that having gone through all of the effects, I didn't really completely want to spoil them, but honestly, I didn't really want to miss out on anything. And that seemed like a decent compromise to at least look at the list of effects. So the only one that seems to be even slightly vital is the glasses. And even then, I'm not really completely sure. So I'm going to go and go directly to them if I can find where I'm supposed to go. It's not this, is it? I think it's this. No, it doesn't look like it. I think it might be down and left from here though. Anyway, get the glasses and then ring again, I suppose. But anyway. Right, so I do need light in here. If I can... I absolutely cannot remember which is the light. There we go. If I know there's a light switch in here somewhere. I would like to see it. Because I think this area actually looks pretty good from what I'm aware of. I don't know what it looks like completely. I know there's a scary, like, Ooga Booga face in there somewhere. Don't know where, though. Can I go along here? It's somewhere about it. Something about it being on the right, maybe. Although, seeing one of those construction signs doesn't bode very well, does it? Maybe this area isn't finished? Is that what that means? Not sure whether it means anything, though. Maybe that's just some sort of decoration. This looks like the still stuff. Yeah, okay. I'm going to assume that if I see a construction sign, there's probably not much to look at in that area. Okay, we're establishing rules. That's alright. I like this place. The floor texture looks a bit mismatched though. If that's intentional, you'd think it would be, wouldn't you? Okay. So that's what I'm looking for. I suppose I could continue to wander around it. Other than that, I don't really have that much of an agenda for this one. Although I did think I'd go back to the dream apartments and have a little bit of a look around there. Although it's going to be a slightly short session this time around on account of I've got to go cook dinner. The problem with fish roof. Yeah, it is one of the problems of being in a relationship with someone who works on shifts is meal times get a little weird sometimes. Not expecting that to be so easy to find. Maybe I just got lucky. I mean, I already knew there was a jump scare face in here somewhere, and that may have lessened the impact of it a little. I think I really did get lucky. I genuinely didn't know that was there. body seems to be bleeding enough anyway, or... It looks really familiar and I don't know why. I mean, I've seen it before, but it reminds me of something. And again, I've been consuming media now for over 30 years, and I'm a believer in the idea that there are only so many absolutely unique ideas that can be had, and eventually... Oh, it's this place. Oh. Eventually everything is just going to be some kind of... I don't want to say some sort of derivative of something else, but... kind of, you know? Not that that's a bad thing. I think I may have seen everything I can see in there. Wonderful. In that case, let's and we'll be right back. There are other effects, and they do have an impact on certain areas. That's the one that I was particularly interested in. It seems to have more utility than some of the others. I don't know why I find this area so interesting, despite the fact that it is just a little mundane compared to the others. I think maybe that's part of it, you know. Also, man, you do not sleep with... You don't sleep with doors open. That's not what we do. I don't quite know what this is. So I'm guessing this is like mannequin world, right? Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, I was going to have a look through the apartments a little more, but this is new. Very off-putting about this. I hope that there's nothing behind one of those walls. Okay, sewing world. The theming is strange. I wouldn't have thought you would have had lucid dreams about something that you weren't that interested in, that wasn't a huge part of your life. And her apartment doesn't look big enough to support a sewing hobby, unless she goes somewhere to indulge, perhaps. Oh, okay. And with the red, we do like things to be red, don't we? It doesn't even look. It doesn't look like blood. It reminds me of the red weed from the War of the Worlds. Which, as an aside, I grew up listening to. Oh, now this is neat. This is, I guess it's Eye Gouge World. Oh, okay, I think I see how this works. Yeah, I grew up listening to the War of the Worlds album by Jeff Wayne, like many times. I mean, I was brought up as a fan of the Electric Light Orchestra, and Yeah, that was one of Jeff Wayne's other gigs. But okay, well now it's all accessible, I suppose. But yeah, well, you seem to be just chilling out, I guess. Okay. It's just sort of, I don't know, reminds me of cancerous intestines. Yeah, that album is just absolutely spectacular, and for quite a long time that was the story for me, despite the fact that it omits quite a few significant things. I went on to view the movie adaptation, like the original one, and it was okay. I like that they attempted to, what was it? Did they nuke them, or did they try to drop a hydrogen bomb on them? I've forgotten which. Also, this place is huge again. But saw the remake with Tom Cruise. Did not think that was particularly great. And then read the book for the first time. I think it was a year or two ago. Just happened to be MOT'd and got stuck in town without anything to do, so popped to a bookshop and thought I'd try and read a bit of quote-unquote classic literature. And I did not realise that he basically murders the well, spoilers I suppose, basically murders the other occupant of the house that he ends up trapped with pretty much in cold blood, pretty deliberately, pretty directly, by punching him out when he knows that they're gonna alert the Martians when it made me feel a bit weird reading that. I say spoilers, but it's spoilers for a book that was released in, was it I don't know when. I think it was after the First World War, wasn't it? But not a recent one. I was going to say anything old enough that it might appear on a school reading list is probably fair game for spoilers, but you get contemporary literature in literature. Pardon me. In schools these days, don't you? I don't know. I was growing up, we had to read John Steinbeck and, well, Shakespeare, but that's just part of a British school upbringing. Yeah. Look like I'm going anywhere here. Feels like I should be. Maybe if I go down. Yeah, I feel like going through the British school system, especially the actual mainstream school system, not like private schools or anything, either leaves you with an abiding love of the bard or a complete indifference, and it's not my cup of tea. But it's a little shameful. I don't find it easy to read books where the language has changed so significantly that I have to look up the meaning of words that I should inherently know. It's a little bit like I tried to read Dune by Frank Herbert, and having to refer to the glossary of terms in the back every time I needed to work out what was going on. I very specifically remember Paul Atreides retrieving his double-handed kanjal and having to look in a little glossary in the back and realising that was dagger, and it's like just a little bit too much back and forth for me to really. I don't really like feeling that way. It's lazy, but for entertainment or education. It's this place again. And I just packed for my trip, and I've just packed my sunglasses, which might have been useful. I do have a pair of Minnesota Vikings sunglasses downstairs that I could probably wear, but they're not prescription. Oh well, you better believe I'm going there. If I can work out how to get there. Yeah, I'm a lazy reader. I am, but I just most of my reading is. I was going to say fantasy novels, but actually, quite specifically, most of my reading is Ray Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. And Douglas Adams, but I think that's just a requirement for people in my profession. People of. Oh, go on. What's this? Oh, are you? You don't look too friendly. Yeah. I went through a bit of a stint where I seem to find that any time I began to particularly like an author, oh well, you're not so bad. They seem to, you know, die. um, oh, I like this. I was starting to get a little bit worried about getting into Neil Gaiman for fear that he'd suddenly, act like Ebola or something. Well, this is. I don't know why I find this so pleasant, but I really do. I like the music. I like the theming. The slime, a little strange. Uh-huh. Assume I want nothing to do with that, right? Looks like if a boa was a dog. I hope I don't run into a switch that just turns that thing on. This... Oh, this is the gallery again. This is just a huge nexus in itself, isn't it? Okay. So this is Eyeball Madness World. Gee, that's be a shame if someone were to. You're not an eyeball, silly goose. Get out of here. Yeah, this is weird. I like it though. Ask me what I hope to achieve by killing things, by the way, because I know that it very rarely does anything good, and it at most normally turns things into chasers. Not normally, I mean, it generally kills things, doesn't it? That's what that does. Okay. There's an eye house in the eye world. Full of... This is either alchemy or someone's built a still. And something really off-putting about this room. And the fact that there's not much going on here. Well, it makes a noise. There doesn't seem to be much going on. Yeah, I don't think I'm onto a winner here. Whee! I really enjoy that. So is that... Yeah, that is just Pengun? I think that is. Hmm. Maybe I can still remember a little bit of the lingo. I have enjoyed trying to learn how to read this language, but it's difficult. Although I do appreciate how the grammar is structured. It seems very methodical. Well, not methodical, but it's very... don't want to say rigid. It's very structured. And coming from an English language background, which I've probably before, but if anyone out there isn't a native English speaker and has been forced, just by the world in general, to have to learn to speak English, I am profoundly sorry. Because we speak a terrible language. You know, yeah. Oh, no. You know, no, I don't like that. I'm not really big on bright colours. But sure, it's the word weather that I like to, hang on to as an example. Eh? Oh. This looks weird. What? I don't know where I was there. I don't seem to be anywhere. I don't think I can interact with that. And can I? Nope. Oh, okay. That's alright. So I've been there. Have you been here? Is this... so this is that weird toy world. And, oh, I'm not going to enjoy this. Oh. Any benefit to being on a particular one? I think that's a little easier to look at. It's quite a small world. It's more of a room than anything. I wonder if there's anything that I'm meant to be seeing here, or if it's just like a one-shot experience room. Creative in its way. Kind of actually like the aesthetic. Just a little... I mean, right? Oh, no, okay. Thought that might do something. Oh, see it. Oh, no, wait, no, you... Oh, wow, you will not die. Well, okay. Well, it was worth a look. Might have a hard time unseeing it. I think it might be seared onto my eyes now. So... oh yeah, okay. Been to all of these. Let me go back to that world I liked. I think it was... oh, I think it was on the one below, wasn't it? Oh, and that's quite a long recording.